So, hello everyone. Uh, you might be wondering, what is this? What is this? Um, this isn't freaking Revolution Idol, the most, the best game on Steam. Clearly, the most content-rich game of all time. Yeah, no, we're actually on the Frutigo Arrow Archive. This is a website. Put the link in the description if you want to check this place out. But yeah, uh, no, this is gonna sound weird. So let me do a little bit of explaining here. Not necessarily on how I found this website, but more or less on like what we're doing. Because obviously, you probably saw we're playing Bloons today, like OG Bloons, not freaking Bloons TD6. No, no, no. We're playing the first tower defense, not the first game that's like about darts and throwing darts and popping balloons. At least like in a like it's more of a mini game thing. No, we're playing the OG tower defense game. And we're doing it on this website. So, I mean, I'm not going to give you a whole tour of the place, but it is very cool looking. I mean, look, my mouse is different. It's freaking green and stuff. It's even got its own website anime girl. It's freaking website anime girl. Like this is it. This is an own website. But here, I think you might have seen maybe some of the stuff that I've already clicked on. We're gonna go to Flash Games, Flash Media here, uh, and we're gonna play Bloons. This is not Bloons, by the way. This is not Bloons. This is Stamp on the Ground. But we're not gonna play that because we want to play Bloons. Bloons from the goated year. Everything goated happened in 2007. So yeah, we're gonna play Bloons. We're gonna play Bloons, and we're basically just gonna record the podcast the same way I always would on Revolution Idol. But instead, we're gonna be playing Bloons today, just because I kind of felt like it. Also, this is gonna be late by the time I upload this. Like, it's going to be very late. Which I just didn't do it on Sunday because I didn't feel like it. Because my job is so hard. It's so hard being a content creator. Oh my gosh, it's so hard playing video games. But yeah, this is gonna go up a tad bit late, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. We're just here to have a good time and do funny things. So, yeah. So let's. Oh, I thought there was no music. The menu does a popping noise. Here, let's do new game. Welcome to Bloons Tower Defense. Okay, I know how this game works. I've played it before. Oh no! Put him down! No, they're getting through. All right, there you go. Let's actually talk topics, shall we? Let's just do like a freaking life update. Again, I like to kind of make these journals. So let me just, you know, talk about myself for a bit. Oh, yeah, I have money for that. I can't upgrade these guys. All right, apologies. Sorry. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like things have been ever so slightly rough. Like I have now officially left school. Yippee! However, I still have a lot of stuff to do. Because I'll be real, I didn't really do a whole lot during my school year. I didn't really do too much, and that wasn't necessarily intentional. I'll be honest. The main reason why that did a lot of nothing entire semester is because no, no, the balloons are going through now. But yeah, I just things got real rough. I'm just gonna say that things got really rough throughout the middle of the school year. I'm kind of one of those sorts of people where like if things just start crumbling around me, I can't really put the pieces back together unless I can have like a mental reset. Also, I'm losing health, and this is not good. Um, but yeah, like it's. I think I'm gonna lose. I didn't lose. Yeah, but like I said, I'm one of those people who can't really handle that kind of like I guess like pressure of having everything crumbling around me. Like again, I missed like one assignment and like everything again, it just all starts to fall apart. I just like I feel like I'm not good enough, and I feel like I need to, I feel like I need to do it again. I need to restart, uh, which yeah is pretty infuriating. I won't lie. It's pretty, you know. I don't have the words. It just makes me like super freaking anxious, like a little bit stressed out. And obviously, I just think it's really annoying on my end, like just to freaking, I don't even have enough for any of that stuff. Anyway, yeah, I, I'm glad I'm out of school now. At least I don't have to go to school, but it's definitely still one of those things of like I need to sort of figure my life out outside of here. Um, oh, I lose. I lost the video. This is hard, man. This thing is hard. Anyways, here, I need to get. No, I don't even have this thing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just focusing on the funny video game. This is why I always say this is the worst podcast of all time. The good thing it's not a real podcast. This is just me playing video games. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna dwell on myself too much longer to talk about myself in super detail, especially since if I did, I'd probably have to get into some of my deepest, darkest secrets and my insecurities and all this other crap that I don't think you want to hear about. You're not here to freaking hear me yap about my well-being as a human being. Yeah. Yeah. Here, let's just get into the actual topics and things that I talk about in these podcasts. Yeah. So, last week, Gameoverse premiered the new glitch show, Gameoverse, and I think it was quite good. I think it was really good, actually. Like, it has quite a bit of potential. It really hooked. I think that's what I think matters for a lot of pilots that I think people don't like as much. Because I did hear some criticisms of it, like, feeling kind of like useless and things, or even like, uh, you know, like on a more like meta angle of it, where it's like, oh, the female character design is like samey. Uh, there isn't really any uh any uniqueness between the female characters specifically, uh, or even like, just really ragging on the show, like, like, oh, the freaking, the villain isn't intimidating. I don't know, the freaking caboodle feels very, his lines aren't funny, stuff like that. But I quite liked it, and like I said, it really hooked me in. I really want to see where the story goes with this because it really seems like it's trying to have like a sort of again like an actual story going on, something to build up to and to progress to. Um, and I mean, hey, at least it did something that again most pilots don't do, which not just hooking you in, but also like actually setting up the concept within the pilot itself, actually telling us why we should care to a certain degree, why these things are even happening. Because by the end, I was wondering what the motive was for the villain of the show, the syntax as they're known, uh, what their motive was to destroy planets. And here, I'll just like quickly summarize the planet or the plot. I'll summarize the plot. Uh, Basically, Gameoverse revolves around video game characters in the Gameoverse. How the Gameoverse functions, I don't really know, but it doesn't really. Uh, they don't really go into that mega detail. But the main things that you need to know is that uh, you know each game has its own like world, has its own planet in the Gameoverse, and uh, man, I can't play balloons and talk at the same time, can I? I think maybe because this is stressing me out. Look how many balloons there are here. I don't feel like this is casual popping activities. I'm losing and I don't know how to win. How do I win? Like, I mean, I know how to win, but I feel like I'm losing terribly, and I don't know what else to do. Um, Outside of that, here, hold on. We're gonna restart. No. Ah! 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 Get me out of here! We're gonna like cut this out, man. There you go. We're back. How do I go back to the title screen? This better not bring me to another website again. I swear. Ah! There we go. We're back. I think it's Bloons World. No, it's also a different website. Frank. Alright, here we're just gonna play Bloons 2, and we're gonna hope it's more developed than Bloons 1, uh, in any significant way or anything. I like Bloons Tower Defense. See, look, there's actually difficulties. Look at that, and there's more troops. Here, maybe this won't be terrible. I don't say the first game is terrible, but it definitely like I don't know how to win because it just kind of seems like it gets harder and harder, and I don't get enough money to actually feel like I'm keeping up. But who knows? Guys. Okay, let's start with the funny little dark monkey like right here. There you go. That's a good spot for him. All right, here. Let's continue talking. Where was I? Ah, yes, Game of versus synopsis. So, yeah, there's oh, there's different planets, and each one it's its own video game. And in this show, this very original show with a very unique and interesting concept. You see, what if instead when the video games win, like the good guys in the video game win, they actually lose, like their family and friends and their entire planets? Yeah, it's not necessarily the most original concept, at least like in, I guess, like, practice or rather like on paper where it just sounds like, but like, what if the good thing was actually bad? What if it wasn't good? So yeah, I know it's the most original concept of all time. But it again, I think there's definitely something intriguing there, and even like again, even though on paper it doesn't sound like the most interesting thing ever, there's um there's a lot of potential to be had. I think with this concept, especially since our good guys are trying to get our main characters or like the bad guys to win, basically trying to get the main characters to lose and the bad guys to win. But I just think it's very fun. It's there's something very goofy about that, that our main characters are technically on the side of good, but they have to do bad things, or rather, they have to make the heroes lose in their own video games, which is, I mean, again, I think that's fun. I think that's really, really silly, really fun, um, and I think will lead to a lot of it will lead to a lot of like fun scenarios uh, in the in games. So I think this will or rather in the different worlds, in the different planets in the game universe. So I think it's gonna be really cool to see that show continue. It's made by Rubber Ross, who I don't really know too much about. Like I've seen him in passing, I've heard of him, so I kind of know who he is. But I also like I don't really know him like that. I'm not really familiar with the stuff that he does. So it doesn't, I'm not really like super excited because Rubber Ross made it because I don't really know anything about that guy. But judging by like the art direction of the show and all this other stuff, like it looks very, very, um, it looks very, very good. So, I definitely give it a watch if you haven't seen it yet, because it looks very, very fun, and I mean, hopefully, I'll be able to upload my reaction to it since I did react to it. So I hope I can get that up at some point. I don't know. Unfortunately, my life isn't dedicated to just making YouTube videos, even of not so great quality. But I'm just doing it for the love of the game. I guess that's what we do. We just do things because we can, because we think it's awesome and funny and whatever. Um, so yeah, you know. Gosh, dude. Hello? It's because I don't have enough money. Yeah, I think that's literally why. I'm gonna lose. No. Yeah, it's it's a cool thing. It's a cool pilot. I have to cut out just the big silence moments here. I think not all of them, but I'll definitely cut around some of the like non-interesting moments. Since again, I'm like the worst podcaster of all time. I am the worst podcaster of all time. I have nothing interesting to say or nothing of value to add. Well, there you go. Let's just move on to the next thing. Here, it's time for the indie animation segment of the podcast of the freaking this what I do. I like to spotlight you know all the fun animations of the internet and everything that comes with that. So here, let me pull up my notes here for stuff that for the things that I've watched. So here, let's talk about the first one. Toon Turf. Toon Turf. It's made by Dano Cal. And I think similarly to Gameverse, kind of in the same boat of like, I've heard of Dano Cal. I've even seen some of the content of Dano Cal. Not a lot of it. I've dipped my toes. I'm at the tip of the iceberg. I haven't really seen anything too crazy of that man. But I do know he had a funny little rabbit looking character who was named Ricky the Runky, which is rabbit monkey. So yeah, except it's spelled with a U, so it's not even like properly or grammatically correct. But again, that's besides the point. It doesn't matter. Uh, Point being that said Dano Calperson created a about the character of Riggy and has put it on the internet for all to see. And here are my thoughts on said pilot. I quite liked it. I think it's very interesting looking, or like artistically. I think there's a lot of artistic merit to it. I kind of like how it looks a little bit like Paper Mario at certain points. Like obviously it's very much its own thing. Like for example, the characters have like that whiteboard that everyone hated when like Sticker Star and Color Splash came out. Um, but in this case, instead of just being generic white paper, it's graph paper. And a lot of the objects, pretty much every single object that you can think of, is outlined in graph paper and drawn two-dimensionally, uh, which is pretty cool. I think, anyway. Uh, I think it's pretty cool. And then there's the story and the writing itself. Now, like, I guess let's talk about maybe it's like weaker-ish aspect, like the thing that isn't as strong. I think for me, it's definitely the comedy. I mean, it's like it's okay. I think it has some funny-ish moments here and there, but it's definitely not like a laugh out loud. Oh, 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 oh. You know what I mean? Like oh, 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 oh. You know, no, yeah, none of that. It's not really providing that kind of entertainment value. But I think where I lose, and I lost on easy. This is meant to be easy, and I still don't know what to do. Yeah, let's just try it again. Now we're gonna put down a freaking dart monkey, dude. Uh, yeah, but I think where it makes up for not being super funny, it definitely makes up for in being strangely dark and kind of having emotional moments. Uh, like it does a great job at foreshadowing certain events. Uh, you know, with the pilot starting with fire and death and then ending with fire and death. I guess spoilers, but it's whatever. Like again, I say this every single time. I'm talking about these pilots and I'm reviewing them. It'd be kind of weird to not talk about spoilers when reviewing them. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool, right? That's less foreshadowing. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of both. It's both foreshadowing and that thing that George Lucas was talking about, where it's like it's like poetry or rhymes. uh, there you go. Come on. Ice monkey, I want it. Oh wait, I don't have money. That's why. Lol, 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 lol. Uh, also, I'm gonna do this to myself. I see. I seriously need to get somebody on this because this is rough. I can't just let these episodes get worse and worse as time goes on. Uh, why, dude? I'm gonna have to get so much of this out. I don't want to leave literal nothing, nada statements here. Let me look at my list. Hold on. I like how it's tune inspired. I don't even know if I'm still gonna be talking the same thing, but I like how uh, I think there's clearly a love for cartoons, like specifically like tunes, as in like toon people and like old cartoons and their strange physics. I quite like the love for it, but it clearly is putting a spin on it where it's like, what if cartoon shenanigans were real and people actually died based on the consequences of our main character, who seems to be not the best person ever. They seem to be, almost kind of a prick uh, in certain regards. They're not the best guy of all time. And oh my gosh, here, sorry. And I think there also seems to be like a lot of lore, like not just for the show itself, but I think even outside of it. Because here, let me explain what I do know about Dan O'Cal. Um, I think he was like part of some kind of like YouTube Shorts ARG or something. I don't really or particularly remember what it was. because again, I don't really watch his content like that, but I did kind of hear about whatever little ARG that he was part of, um, thanks to game theory, and I don't really like. Was it related to Unis Honest in any way? You know, like that one channel with Funny Markiplier and what's his name, Nate, I think, Nathan. Uh, so you know, it's I don't know if it was part of that or if it was like its own thing, but I definitely remember hearing about the funny YouTube Shorts ARG or whatever that him and a bunch of other YouTube Shorts creators were a part of. Um, but yeah, even just outside of that, it seems like there's a lot of setup for like a potential like ARG, or at least like just to have there be lore, more lore to the character, even just kind of outside of the show itself. Kind of seems like Daniel's planning something, or at least like is clearly hinting at certain things with even the merch on the merch store. It seems to have like a little bit of lore in it. So like there's like there's clearly a story being hinted at. Like my guess, not that like I'm some grand theorizer or anything, but my guess would be that uh you know is that uh Riggy seems to be maybe the real person in control. Um, because it seems to be implying things about like you know like Riggy just showed up one day. He's like real, like he's not just a cartoon character. He's real, um, and you know he's actually like a real person. Like there's also a bunch of social media accounts for Riggy as well. Again, like he's like a real person. Like he's a separate person from Dano Cal, and is real. And again, you can often find this man tweeting or posting on there. I think his Twitter is probably the most interesting place because there's definitely a lot of revealing things about his character on his Twitter. With the things that he tweets about and the things that he replies to and things like that. Like, I think there's a lot to dig into. Is it for me to dig into particularly? Probably not. I don't know. Again, I'm not really a theorist guy. I don't really be doing theories mainly just because I'm kind of lazy and I don't know if I could put in the same amount of effort that even just like some of the smaller theory channels do, like or your local Reddit thread. Like I don't know if that's or my area of expertise tries, but I don't know. I'd be more than willing to try. I don't know if I'd necessarily do it for down Cal drawings, but I'd love to give it a shot at some point. Maybe just theorize about something that I have a better idea of, or at least like I've found enough evidence to be like I should make a theory video on this. But who knows? I don't know. Either way, that's Toon Turf. You should give it a watch. It has a funny merch store, so support it. Give it a bunch of love. I mean, not that I'm a big content creator, anyways, so I'm not expecting me to view this very or to give this very small independent pilot a lot more views. But who knows? Who knows? Weirder things have happened. That's for sure. And next thing on the list here is the sense of time. Dude, the sense of time. Like, I'm not even just saying this to stall or because I can't think of anything to say, but like, this is genuinely one of the best pilots of all time. It's actually absolute cinema. Like, you should go watch it after this. Like, it's pure Samina all the way through, straight straight opium. It goes super hard. Just go watch it. I think it has some of the best character writing I've ever seen. Uh, it's like Floopy. Floopy is, I think, genuinely one of the best characters in fiction. I think, like, hands down, nobody's beating Floopy. Like that kind of thing. Just you don't. That's not like, I can't even express into words how great Floopy's character is. But like, you have to go see it. You have to go watch it, and like, genuinely just you know write down here in the comment section what you think, or even write down in the comment section of their video. Like, the very small independent creators just making the best show of all time. Like, it's literally better than, like, most, like, grand movies, like, in the canon. Like, I think it's probably better than Titanic. It's better than freaking Oppenheimer. It's better than all these blockbuster movies, dude. I think it's better than Space Jam. Like, it's genuinely, it, impressive how good it is. I think it's just insane. So yeah, give it a watch. All right. And can I admit something to you guys? Can I admit something? It's I was lying. I was lying. Okay, I was lying. It's not actually absolute cinema. It's just very weird. It's a very bizarre thing that I saw. Eh, it's a bit amateurish, to say the least. It's a bit amateurish. Uh, it's not uh, it's not exactly uh, freaking, jeez. It's not exactly, like, bad per se. It's not exactly, like, even straightforward. Uh, but it definitely has its own unique little charm to it. Um, with the character designs, and uh, even the voice acting. Again, it's all amateurish, but it just kind of resonates with you. Even if, I'll be honest, I really have no idea what happened. Like, I can't really summarize it for you. Shoot, I should have written down the description. Um, but I believe it goes something along the lines of: the sense of time is about a group of five friends who um, try to explore the school to learn before time is out. I believe that is mostly accurate. Um, I don't really know what they're trying to learn about in school outside of the stuff that you regularly learn about in school. I think it might be a mistranslation, since, I mean, just judging by even some of the voice actors' English, it's uh, very clearly not their first language. And I think they're trying to say that maybe they're trying to learn, like, the secrets of the school or something. Because I think, like, at some point in the pilot, they, like, open a secret door or compartment in the school, which is, again, kind of hard to tell. Not just because things just kind of seem to happen, and you meet characters and we come to other characters at what feels like almost random points, but, like, I just, like, here, I guess I'll say this is my one piece of genuine criticism. I don't particularly love that the backgrounds are as simple as they are. I mean, again, do they have kind of their own little vibe to it? Yeah. But at the same time, we're meant to be in a school, and the most that I see of it is just, like, freaking these, like, gray, dark, well, not even dark, but just, like, these gray hallways that don't really tell me anything. And, like, sometimes they have props, but I feel like that's really only based on, like, if the scene needs it or not. And the thing is, it's like, this isn't like an animatic, or like a rough. This is the final finished product, and the characters are just walking through essentially just nothing, the nothing hallway, which, again, I don't want to rag on them too hard because they're very clearly amateurs. They're very clearly, um, I would probably say a little bit new to what they're doing. Um, but I think I will say this, like I think going forward, and actually, I did check on their YouTube channel. They actually have two more episodes of it out. Two more episodes of Peak. But I'm assuming, especially because they're not in like the longest spans of each other, like a couple of months apart. Um, I would I probably don't think much really changed or got better. At least in terms of the backgrounds anyway. Because again, I think that's what makes it feel the most trippy. Is just like most of the time the characters will just be like in a black void or just like in what feels like almost the middle of nowhere, and then it's like, where are we? What's happening? Like it's already kind of hard enough to follow the story just because it's very confusing. And again, we just cut to characters what seems like almost randomly, and I don't even really know what they accomplished by the end because they did accomplish a goal. I just don't really know what it was, or if this is the goal all along, or if this was them learning about school before time it was out. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, it's just very random and doesn't doesn't really say anything, you know. Or at least like rather, I'm not able to pick up anything from what's going on. It's just kind of very bizarre, and unfortunately, I'm not able to decipher it. Like maybe with a rewatch or something, maybe I'd be able to pick up more of what it's putting down. But as it stands, I don't get it, and I don't understand. It's just like the most confusing thing ever. Uh, but again, I still enjoyed it for what it was. I still enjoyed it, and again, since I can just kind of tell that it's very amateurish, it doesn't like it doesn't necessarily ruin my enjoyment or anything. It doesn't like take away from. Damn, that's kind of like gonna come in kind of loud. But yeah, like again, it doesn't. You know, I my enjoyment isn't not there. I lose. Yeah, how about we play Bloons 3, guys? Yeah, but like I'm saying, my it's not like my enjoyment isn't there the for this show. I think I could actually enjoy it a lot, especially because I think the character designs are very unique, and again, I sort of like its amateurish aesthetic. But I do, um, I think that uh, at least again, just I guess to give another real critique is that they should probably work on their script writing a little bit more and mainly just making things appear clear. You know, making things that quote unquote make sense, or at least like you know having ever so slightly a little bit of logic. The thing is, again, I read the description and it's clear that they want to make almost like a dream core style show, something that feels almost like a dream. But the thing is that I feel like he does it a little bit too well to the point where there's clearly meant to be some kind of story, but I can't tell what it is because nothing makes any sense and we're like in limbo. So I'd rather the vibe be kind of there in things like the character designs and maybe even the backgrounds, but just kind of like at least have there be somewhat of a coherent story. Or you know what, just keep doing what you're doing, because I mean, who am I to critique you? Who am I to say do this, do that, do whatever? Uh, you know, it's your thing. You can choose to do whatever you want, man. I'm not your mom, so how much is dice money? It's most of my money. I think I might have enough for a dark monkey anyways, so it's not the end of the world. right here. We'll put that guy right here. Yeah, there you go. Wait, you can't pop frozen balloons anymore? What? Anyways, that was the sense of time. A very, very fun show that I think deserves a little bit more love since I wasn't lying about them being indie creators. They're very small channel. I think it only has 77 subscribers. So yeah, and again, looking at the channel, looking at the posts, it's clear that they want to do a Q&A at 100 subscribers. So who knows? I don't even have anywhere near that. But again, if anyone's watching, go sub, go subscribe, go peep the indie playlist. That'll also be in the description. Go watch The Sense of Time and go subscribe to their channel, man. Let's get them to 100 subscribers. My freaking zero zilch goose egg subscribers, come on, let's get them to 100. My imaginary people that watch me, come on, let's do that. Let's get her going. Pineapple. 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 Just adoring. Oh man, they're getting through. You should any faster. Yes, thank you, monkey. There you go. There you go. I skip. There you go. Let's talk about the next thing, shall we? This is truly Anchor Bros After Dark because instead of like most After Dark things where people just get dirtier or whatever, I'm just really tired. I'm just really tired of making this like the worst thing ever. Also, I turned off my fan so I wouldn't come in like super crazy through the mic, and man, I'm sweating. I'm genuinely sweating. So yeah, that's awesome for me. Uh, Here, let's talk about Spiral Park, the last thing on our list here. Uh, Spiral Park is an interesting case because I think kind of similarly to uh, freaking Toon Turf, there's clearly trying to they're clearly trying to set up some more or something. Like there's clearly more going on behind the scenes or whatever. Um, so at least that's the way I see it. I think there's more there's more to there's more to Spiral Park than meets the eye. Let's talk about what the actual thing was about, like the pilot itself. Um, so Spiral Park, at least from what I can tell, follows at least the first episode here, Pantomime, follows a character called Pantomime, who, if you couldn't already guess, it's a joke on pantomiming. Uh, like the action, like the animation. It's not just an animation thing, but you know, it's it's pantomime, like doing a thing without saying words, which is probably where the word mime comes from, actually. But I digress. Um, the point is, pantomime, our main character here, is a mime, and it kind of plays out almost like a classic cartoon. Like, they're just sitting on the bench, uh, eating a piece of bread, and they try to feed it to the bird. But because they're a mime, guys, the bread's actually invisible and not real. Whoa! And that's basically the entire joke of the whole thing. Like, I sorry to spoil it, but like that's essentially the whole thing. I don't even really need to describe the entirety of the pilot, uh, just mainly because that's it. That's it. That's what it's about. So yeah, let me not do that. It's annoying. It's annoying. Annoying. You're annoying me. But I think here's like the real interesting bit when it comes to the show itself. Uh, because there are subtitles um on the pilot, and you know the yeah, I think you can maybe kind of guess this already, but since it's about a mime, the mime doesn't talk. No, neither does anyone else in the cartoon. It's essentially a silent cartoon. Like there's like small music cues here and there, but they're like so few and far between that it just doesn't. I feel like they don't even really add that much or matter. I guess there's my one criticism there, but you know, it's nothing major. It's not like it doesn't detract from the pilot at all. It just kind of feels weird hearing a music cue when there isn't really music playing through most of it. But the subtitles, instead of having, well, the words that the characters are saying or whatever, or even just like, describing the action to deaf people, it's not like they can't see it, but still. Instead, there's a YouTube link I don't actually remember the timestamp, but there is one there. It's around the scene where Pantomime is like freaking like getting handed cotton candy or something. I don't really know, but it's pretty early on in there. And you go to the YouTube link, you like type it in, and you get this unlisted video that's similar to the pilot. It's basically just that same sort of a cotton candy scene, and then the scene right after it, but not the entirety of the pilot. Just like those kind of two scenes, except um, the Morse code is being played in the background, and that Morse code I can speak, I promise. That Morse code reads. I should actually be playing the video. That Morse code. I'm not gonna keep saying it, but it says turn off, which I find interesting because you know what are you talking about? What do they mean by this? Turn off. The closest thing that I can maybe think of is like turn off the TV, mainly just because something I also didn't mention was that there's like clearly a TV vibe going on, not just with sort of the pilot itself, but even the hidden YouTube unlisted video where it's a lot grainier uh, than I think the original upload. Because I think even the original upload has a little bit of grain, but I think that's clearly just more of a vibes thing, perhaps. But who knows? Maybe it actually plays into the story a little bit, um, and is actually more important than it looks. But yeah, it's amped up to like 11 in the unlisted video. So I think there might be something with the TV, maybe like turn off the TV. Not sure why or who's telling us to do that, but it's clear that whoever it is who might be speaking to us, they don't want us to turn on the TV, or rather, if we're already watching it, because we're already watching the show, then we should turn off the TV to not continue watching it. But who knows? Again, who knows what the story is there? I mean, again, outside of um, that, it's really well made uh, and incredibly well done, and like a lot of the character designs are very cute. And I really do just want to see more of it. Again, I think similarly, just to see where it goes. You know, it does kind of have my attention because of the funny lore. It's lore slop, game theory, indie horror slop, or whatever. Just, but I love everyone screaming at me. I just can't get friggin' can't get any peace and quiet. Yeah, but I can't wait to see where it goes. Yeah, but I think it has me hooked, and I definitely want to see more of of it. I want to see more of whatever that show has to offer in terms of story, in terms of what you might see in the episodes. Because it's clear that it might be going for like an innocent vibe, but then there's like a little bit of an ARG or something surrounding it. But either way, I support all sorts of creations uh, of any kind, even if they're mostly ARG um, bait, I guess, they're mostly ARG stuff or whatever. Or they're as amateur as Sense of Time was, or, they're just freaking made by like a big YouTuber guy like Dan O'Cal, which again, I don't really know him like that, but he clearly has a pretty substantial following. So again, I think it only goes to show how diverse indie shows can be, and you know, and how like it doesn't feel as samey as like Hollywood blockbusters. Like you go into a certain trope, you know, for the Hollywood blockbusters, and you just kind of expect the same old things. But some indie critic can really flip a certain genre on its head, or just do something new in a genre that you just didn't expect to see before. Which I just, again, I can really, really admire that. Just the creativity of all the creators behind all of these projects. Uh, Again, it's just real admirable. And maybe one day I'll be up with the ranks too. I mean, again, I'm just my secret little indie animation pilot project is also still in development. And who knows? Again, like I said, maybe I'll get it out by the end of uh, this year. Maybe next year. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Mainly just because I'll be busy getting a job. But since I just left school, I also want to try and learn how to drive and a lot of other things. A lot of other projects and things. And technically, because I didn't do anything, I didn't know. I don't think I specified this during the journaling segment of the podcast, but I still have to finish a bunch of assignments because I didn't really do much of anything. Uh, so I still have some stuff to turn in before the semester actually ends, even though I'm not going to like school anymore, even though I'm not going in person. There's still some stuff I gotta wrap up before the deadlines are due. So that's pretty much my life right now, as is. Until I can kind of just really put school behind me and close that chapter of the book, I got to, you know, still do some homework, which is why I'm recording this super late at night because I was basically just working on homework all day, but also doubly being lazy. So, you can't really have one without the other, unfortunately. But again, who knows? Maybe by the end of June here, we'll be able to make more cool things and actually put a lot of my attention on the channel, at least in my free time. You know, I'll actually be able to actually give a damn about doing this stuff. You know, actually caring about all this crap. And I promise that at some point I will get a guest, whether they're again a permanent like second person for me to talk to, or uh, Oh, jeez. Or just like a one-time thing, or like a thing that can happen every once in a while or something. I will find somebody to be on this freaking podcast with me. I will find somebody to accompany me for this because I don't think I can stay by myself forever. At least like in terms of doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah, you could go somewhere. There it is. Oh, there it is. Sorry, but yeah, there you go. I think that's the podcast for today. I mean, here we can keep playing funny balloons, but I'll be honest, I didn't get very far, and I thought this would be more relaxing. But it turns out the earlier balloons games are kind of tough. Uh, they're a lot harder than I thought, and I don't even know if they're possible. Who knows? Again, maybe I'll come back to them one day to try and beat them because at least as it stands right now, it doesn't. They don't seem the most possible per se. At least, like I don't really know how to beat them. So who knows? Maybe I'll come back to them one day. But I think as it stands right now, uh, I think I'm I'm fine with you know just leaving it here. Um, you know, and not having to do too much at once or anything of the sorts. Yeah, let's do this last round here and see if I win. Something tells me that I will. Something tells me that I will win. And I'm the victor, and I'm goated. Yeah, here. Let me leave this in just to see how long is this? How long have I been recording for? Uh, an hour. Hey, we made it over an hour. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, here's the freaking website link. I'm probably not showing my tabs, but here. Yeah, here's the freaking the URL. It's also in the description too, if you're lazy and you don't want to type it in. So let me full screen it again because I don't want to be bothered. Actually, let's not because I'm probably gonna edit this and just do the one edit and that's it. Yeah. So, anyways, I guess I'll see you guys at some point. Actually, since this is over an hour, I might have to record a little bit extra because just because I'm not gonna spill the tea on why. Okay, you know what? You guys deserve to know that, like, maybe one person watching me. It's because again, this was pretty bad. This is a pretty bad podcast. This is really terrible and not good. So I'm gonna cut some things out. Mainly just a lot of the nothing silence where I said nothing because again, this is terrible. I think it's just getting worse every episode. This is a podcast that gets worse every episode that goes on. So here, let me just play like 2 or 3 more rounds of this because it's just straight off. People actually like this. People actually like what I do. Kind of hard to believe. Anyways, yeah, we're getting a lot of popping action going on here. I think 3 is definitely the best game out of the ones that we played today, just because it actually feels like I can accomplish things. I can actually beat it. So let's see. Hold on. Uh, Spike Pulse any good, or should I get a cannon instead? I don't know. I remember liking cannons in the more modern games. Oh, jeez. So, here's it only fits right here. So I guess that's where it's going. Yeah. Look at us go. Yeah. We got it. We got it. We got it. Many. We have a few. Alright, let's see. Uh, so might. So you can pop the lead balloons. This is a piece of cake, dude. We're cruising on by through this, man. See, now this is what balloons is all about. It's about creating the setup and about freaking just cruising on by, dude. There you go. So these ones are now mash for us, dude. There's ultra mash for us. So yeah, there's probably already targeting in this game. No, it's only first or last. I thought there'd be a little bit more than just first or last, but this is the third game in the series, so I'll give it a break. I don't expect there to be too much complexity. Let's see, can we have this guy aim for last? Maybe? See if that'll help us do any good. Yeah, I got two boomerang monkeys throwing their boomerangs, dart monkeys. This little epic tack shooter that's now a blade shooter. Oh yeah, we're doing quite a bit of damage. I don't know, maybe I should see what the spiker ball looks like. Here come the lead balloons. Uh-oh. Here, let me peep the spiker ball, man. Monkey driving this thing? I should have fried this rice. So that's what you're telling me? Or this guy aimed for last. Look at the names. See faster reload. They're getting more shots there. What's a glaive thrower look like? Oh my. I just realized, I was wondering what this funny little thing was on their heads. Bro has a boomerang on his head, now he's got a glaive on his head. Man, this man got a glaive on his head. Man. This guy got hit by a shotgun. Just couldn't handle it. There you go. It's freaking smooth sailing, man. Oh yeah. I genuinely don't think there's anything that can stop us. We're cruising, dude. Genuinely. Look at us go. Look at us go. Just straight nothing that can stop us. We can just keep going forever and ever, dude. Yeah, starting to catch up a bit though. So yeah, let's put down some more troops. And then some more men here. There you go. Yeah. Go, go, go. Yeah. Oh no, wait, they're gonna get through for once? Alright, no they didn't, but they got pretty close, so I should start placing maybe some further back. There's a Dar Monkey back here, just for safekeeping. You never know, man. There you go, yeah! The big blade shooter. This guy. It's got 3 shots. Wait, where'd the monkey driving it go? It's just gone. That guy's gone. He's left and he's gone. Here, where do I put this? There you go. Boom. Not even actually thaw out. Yeah. Let's get that. Oh yeah. Look at us go. Look how much cash we're earning. Oh yeah. I feel so alive. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Naturally, freezes so violently that some balloons will pop before freezing. Heck yeah, brother. You're gonna get the juggernaut, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You get the monkey beacon. I don't know where to put it. Not any room. I really should have left some room for this, shouldn't I? I think the best place, the most troops that I can get, uh, yeah, it's probably right here. So let's do here. There you go. Oh yeah, just look at how much damage you're doing. Uh oh. I think I should have made it first. No. No, there's so many lives. No. No. I saved up for so long. Ugh, let's see what it's connect to. What do you even do again? Friggin' beacon. Increases the attack range of all stuff within the And then in the area, I can upgrade to increase attack speed in the area. Okay. Yeah, switch you to first too. Ah, it's not under bus. I don't know, we have some more unique targeting might help, but I don't think it really helped at all. Oh. No. No. Yes. Let's go. Yes. There you go. Yes, we're winning now. We are winning, son. Oh yeah. There you go. Look at them. Yes. Moabs. Not the Moabs. Dangerous. Not the Blimps. Oh. I don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think we're gonna make it. No, please. Please, I'm begging. I'm begging you, dude. Uh, there's more. There's gonna be more. Yeah, I think we need to sell this guy. He's not really helping us all that much. We need to get some more troops down here. As in, like, actual useful ones. I gotta go to this boomerang monkey. There you go. That's somewhere. No. There you go. And then put that dart fella right here. Yeah. Yeah. Right enough for here. Never mind. Yes, it does. We still won, but I still just want to make sure. And they're continuing to win. Yes, there you go. Here we go. Now things are starting to look up. Now things are starting to look good. Yes. Breaking. Alright, yeah. Okay, look, we're at around 40. Uh, so, how about we just send it here? Yeah, I think we played long enough. Enough filler content for today. So let's end it off here. I think you know this is part gameplay, mostly podcast. Even though it's real, the part of that was not the best, and it was me constantly switching games. But I hope somebody got enjoyment out of this. I don't know. I sure as heck had fun, and uh, maybe I'll try to not do this so late next time. Or again, maybe with another person. So talking to myself isn't the only option when it comes to having content to upload and make. So who knows? That's that. And uh, goodbye. Bye bye. Bye bye.